And now something huge. That would be Mississippi. It's the name which you know nothing about. The name you have been given quite a number of possible explanations, and all of them, agree with me, suck. What I'm going to suggest you will change your mind, will put everything head over heels, and you are likely to be thinking about that for years. Mississippi. Well, the first thing to remember is the map of America when 3,200 years ago, when the sea level was 120 meters higher than today. That's one of the main discoveries of my project between Two Iberias. The confirmation of that fact is overwhelming. Too many sea or water or fish related place names all over the world explain their names only with the sea level being 120 meters higher than today. For example, all the Japanese Sima ending toponyms. Sima means island, none of them are islands today, all of them become islands when the sea level is raised by 120 meters. Check it yourselves. So now we see that 3,200 years ago, when those Kartvelian speaking Europeans showed up in America, the coastline was pretty different, and the the Mexican Gulf reached pretty deep into the today's territory. In a Kartvelian dictionary, we find a very interesting word, which is misi hurma, meaning Indian persimmon. Hurma, that's persimmon. It's persimmon even in Ukrainian language. And misi would be Indian. And that's no wonder, because we remember, those who know the Kartvelian languages, they remember that Misir means Egypt, not only Egypt, but also India. By the way, this connection is very important for the history of gypsies. But now we're talking about Mississippi. So, Misi, in this case, interprets from the Kartvelian languages as Indian. So Mississippi, well, if Misi Hurma is Indian persimmon, then Mississippi would be Indian sipi, whatever sipi means. The word sipi can be found in the Georgian language as well, meaning not only rock or stone, but such a stone that has contact with water. Well, with a smooth surface, something like that. So, in this case, the overall combination Mississippi can be literally translated as Indian stone or Indian rock. Indian rock. When the sea level was 120 meters higher than today, the Mississippi River flew into the Mexican Gulf, not near to New Orleans, all that was underwater, although those territories were underwater back then, but much more up by the stream, right more or less, or right at the place where the famous Tower Rock is located. So, for anybody who entered Mississippi, the river Mississippi, at the time when the sea level was 120 meters higher than today, the first thing to associate this river with was this huge Tower Rock, which was very, very close to the place where the river met the waters of the Atlantic Ocean, of the Mexican Gulf. So, to call this Tower Rock, Mississippi, was a pretty logical thing to do. But the most stunning in this case would be why on earth the people who traveled, who came there 2,700 years before Columbus. Remember that Columbus was the guy who mistook India for America and called the local guys Indians. But we now clearly see that 3,200 years ago, some Kartvelian speaking seafarers also called a local place with the name Indian, Mississippi, Indian Rock. What that means, I have no idea. Maybe they were looking for that. Well, they knew about India. Well, India existed very long ago, 3,000 years ago, at least 3,000 years ago. We have the Mohenjo-Daro story. It's related to those that same epoch. But also, let's not forget that in Georgian language, Kartvelian languages, the word Misi means not only Indian but also Egyptian. And Egyptian people are very, very likely to have crossed Atlantic Ocean on their ships made of reeds. Tur Heyerdahl has proven that clearly to us. So, whatever the story is, the history is, now we are talking about the Kartvelian etymology of the word Mississippi, a very difficult word. It's not difficult anymore. It's Indian Rock, Mississippi, totally Kartvelian name that was given to this place 2,700 years before Columbus. Now sleep with that.